So, greetings at all. The next scene I want to share with Lightwave users is that scene. That scene is a category load item from, and that mean for myself that I built that kind of scenes to have it if I need it. For example, if I have to build a visualization and you see there are streets or something like that, you can use that item to bring more life on the streets. Yeah. So this is a cyclist with a bicycle, and I build it for myself as item to that cyclist, yeah, endless drive. Yeah. So what you see there is that what we call constant repeat. Yeah. So the first 60 frames from the gear here is animated, and wheels from the cycle will follow with a follower. So I wrote it also here in the description. Follow then that gear here. So that make it very simple to bring him in another speed if you need it. Yeah. So my default speed here is that, and it's a perfect loop. It's this example is with 30 frames, and every 60 frame the master G here will begin from new. Yeah. So another thing what that scene show is the capabilities of Genoma. You see here that Genoma rig I built in all the bones as lines, and the reason is that my bone icon size here is 1, so that we can see a little bit better the character and the options that we have here in that setup. And if you want, you can then change it later, yeah, and bring it that you can better see it. And the moment it is here to in the scene set to 1, so that we see a little bit more. So what I do there, so if you load that character in the modeler, you will see that the character sit on the bike in that position. So I rig that character in that sitting position, yeah. And it was first a test if it's possible, and the reason is that cyclists have not to go up from the bicycle or something like that. You have only to drive in that position. So important is that you have a correct leg animation, and you can a little bit correct the knees and here the arms. And if you want, you can play with a head and animate them a little bit over the time if you need that. Yeah. For example, that you then say, okay, come on, do that. For example, yeah, or take a look to left and right and something like that. But from principle, this is the setup. You can study it and what way it works. So what I do there is that I link it and the character to the pedals, yeah, from that bicycle, so that also the character follow. Then in the end, that gear here, yeah. So, and for that, I built that setup, so you can use it for many situations. Yeah. So if you need in the background a little bit footage, then they drive that cyclist. Yeah. So if you want to move it completely, you have here that master mover, and with that master mover, you can bring it in every position. Yeah, you need. But I animate that master mover a little bit. So if you want that it's called a cyclist here, that null object, if you want that little animation is in function, build a new null, yeah, call it master mover or something like master mover or something like that, and parent then that cyclist on that master mover. And the reason is that master mover is animated over the time a little bit, yeah. In his rotation, you see it here, it's 1 degrees, so that you see it better in back or front view. That here a little bit, yeah, swinging from left to right and so on, yeah. So it looks a little bit more natural. and you see also that head have a little bit a loop, yeah, so it's ready to use it, yeah. So, but if you want to other things, you can do that. I have explained every function that is possible to animate. I give them with item with the item node here a little explanation, yeah. So here that's for correction of the knee position right, for correction of the knee position left. Then I tell here that the wheel rotate in axis, pitch for animation, that's the master mover, and so on and so on. And that kinds of scenes have, or it's better to have every 3D artist in his library, that he can, if he needed, load it with load item from, yeah. So you can test also with that scene the function load item from, and you load it then in, and then you have your master mover and bring it in your scene, yeah. Then you have to animate the master mover, yeah. So, and one more things about that character. The character himself sits in this position on the bicycle in the modeler, and I built in quickly a Genoma rig, yeah, and bring it in the same form as the cyclist sits there. And in that case, we need not weight maps. It works in that case without painting weight maps, yeah. So if you go to that cyclist and to the bone weight shade mode, and you go to the bones and let show every bone, yeah. For example, here's a pelvis. You would see the influence from all that bones, yeah. So that's really a cool function from Lightwave, that weight shade mode, yeah, to see in what way it works. And if you go under the bones, you would see there's no weight map inside, but from time to time I built in a function like joint compensation for all what is parented on that bone, and so on and so on. And you can also play with the strength if you want, yeah. So that's the strength of the influence of the bones for every of the parts from that cyclist, yeah. So, and in that way it works for myself. So that means I have many from that scenes. So that's that if I want it, I can load it from my library, yeah. So that's the reason I call that an item, yeah. And that item's name is bicycle cyclist load item from. So every time if I build a scene that is possible to load item from, it is in my folder, and it have in the end that description, yeah, load item from. Then I know, okay, there is no others in the scene. I can with load item from load the complete what is showing then. If you use that function, and I can then load it in, yeah. Then I search as first for the master mover, or for the master null, and then I can bring it in position in my scene, yeah. So okay, study that scene. You would see it's only for bloody beginners, for the newbies, a little bit spooky, but I think if you work a little bit time with Lightwave, you will understand how the principle works, also with the followers. So study please the scene, and yeah, I hope you have fun with that, yeah. So see you later, bye.